Hi my friends and welcome. In today's practice, we are going to go through a beginner to intermediate flow. So as the name suggests, this is really great if you're a beginner yogi who's getting a little bit more comfortable with yoga and you're trying to grow your practice. So when you're ready, let's meet in a child's pose position. Alrighty, let's bring the big toes to touch. Knees open wide. Drop the hips back as you extend the arms forward. Forehead to the mat. Really sinking the hips down towards the heels. Stretching the fingertips towards the top of the mat and creating length in your spine. And feel your belly expand on the inhale. And belly contracts on the exhale. And draw a big breath in. And an open mouth exhale. And two more times. Deep breath in. And an open mouth exhale. Last time. Deep breath in. Open your mouth, let it go. And press into all 10 fingers. Then lift yourself up into a tabletop position. Onto our hands and knees. Really nice. On the inhale, let's drop the belly, open the heart. And exhale, round the back, chin to chest. Inhale to open the chest, arch the back, cow pose. And exhale, round the back, navel to spine, cat pose. Inhale. And exhale. Continue moving through these two shapes here. And feeling your shoulder blades squeeze on the inhale. And shoulder blades separate on the exhale. So one of the things that I think takes a beginner yogi to an intermediate level is the idea of listening to your body and moving intuitively. So for me personally, the first couple of years of consistent practice, I would say maybe the first 1 to 2 years of me practicing yoga, I always felt the need to do exactly as the teacher said, doing exactly what the teacher told me to do. And I would often look at other students in class and try to get my body to look like theirs. And I think that's very normal, not only in yoga, but with just pretty much anything else that you're practicing. In the early stages, you want to follow the rules, you want to get inspiration from other people, and just basically trying to always do the right thing, quote unquote. But over time, and again, this took, a few years for me, but over time I realized that my yoga practice feels so much better and so much more fulfilling when I'm able to just move in a way that feels best for me. So that doesn't always have to mean I'm taking the hardest variation or the fancier poses, but rather I'm just adapting my yoga practice in real time to suit my body and my energy level at any given moment. So if I need to modify and take the easier variation in a power class or something like that, then I'm going to do it because that is what feels best for me. And I think that's the mindset shift from a beginner to intermediate, is that you don't have to do what everyone else is doing. You do what feels best for you, even if it's, not what the teacher is calling out, or even if it's not what anyone else in class is doing. You do what feels best for you. So right now, instead of doing the traditional cat and cow, I really like to just circle up my hips in the beginning of class most of the time. I feel like this really starts to wake up my hips a little bit. You know, and my wrists are a little tired today, so I'm tenting my fingertips, giving my wrists a little bit of a break, while also warming up the shoulders. So maybe just getting quiet for a moment here and asking yourself what you need in this moment. Maybe you want to keep with the cat and cows. Or maybe you want to take, some other movement that is organically calling out to you. Or maybe you just want to stay in that child's pose. Perfectly fine. Wherever we are, let's take 2 more rounds of breath. One more round. And then after that exhale, we'll meet back in a neutral spine. From here, let's tuck the toes under as we press the hips back to downward facing dog. Really nice. So in our down dog, nice rule of thumb here is to keep about 2 fists between the feet. And once again, tapping into what you need. If your feet need to be a little bit wider, then make it wider if that's more comfortable for the hips. So one more thing that I often see in beginners, and I did this myself too, is that we often feel like our down dog needs to be some wide and long, beautiful shape. But if you feel like you're using a lot of arm strength right now to keep your body lifted in this down dog shape, then I invite you to walk your feet in towards your hands a little bit more so that you're shortening your down dog stance and you can more evenly distribute the weight between the hands and the legs, the arms and the legs. Oftentimes when we have such a wide down dog, we're using so much of our arms to keep us upright. But if you just simply walk the feet in a little bit towards the hands, you can gently bend into the knees and rest a little bit more weight into the legs so that your weight is more evenly distributed in the body. Now, if none of that made sense, no problem. Just find your down dog, find what feels best for you in this moment. Take another big breath in. Take another big breath out. On the next inhale, send that right leg high. Exhale, step between your hands, crescent lunge. So we're on the ball of that left foot, heel is off the mat, 90-degree bend in the right knee. Now, if you need to modify, of course, feel free to come down to that left knee, untuck the left toes. Otherwise, we come onto the ball of that left foot, keeping that left knee lifted. Really strong. If we're on the ball of that left foot, can we all take our left knee about a few inches off the mat so our left shin is about parallel to the ground? You got it. Maybe feeling the legs shake a little bit. And then from here, keeping the legs as they are, can you simply begin to straighten that left knee? You got it. Getting that nice stretch in the front of that left hip flexor. Let's breathe and exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale to lean forward. Exhale, twist to the right. Left elbow hooks to the outside of the right thigh. And you're feeling this long line of energy coming from the crown of the head all the way through the back of that left heel. You got it. Breath in. Exhale, twist, heart to sky. Breath in. Exhale, twist a little bit more. And together, one more inhale. Exhale, spin on open, Skandasana to the back of your mat. Left knee bends, we're on the heel of that right foot, right toes pointing towards the sky. Wonderful, so this is not an easy shape, but it's one of my favorites because I always feel like I'm a stealthy ninja getting into this pose, really shifting that booty back into space, maybe feeling a little bit more weight into that left heel so we don't get the left toes or left knee past our left toes a little too much, but instead we want to shift it back. You got it, let's breathe in. Breathe out. And together, one more inhale. Now exhale, warrior two, right knee bends. Inhale to reverse the warrior, right arm reaches all the way back. Exhale, extended side ankle. Right elbow, right thigh, left arm reaches up and overhead. So nice. So once again, feeling that long line of energy coming from the tip of this left middle finger all the way through this left side body, rooting down through the back edge of that left foot. Wonderful. Now you stay as you are, or option to take a half bind. Left arm comes behind the back, and getting a little bit of a shoulder opener here. And if you're feeling good here, maybe go for that full bind. Taking that right arm, wrapping it under the right thigh. Wiggle around until you find your left fingertips. Maybe you never find it, that's perfectly okay. And maybe you do find it, and that's also okay. You bind. Wherever you are, keeping that left shoulder rolled open here. Ribs are rotated. If you're feeling good in this half bind, option for that birds of paradise. Stepping this left foot to meet the right foot at the top of your mat, as many steps as you need. Now root down through that left foot as you're keeping this bind behind your back, by the way. And you're slowly going to float this right foot off the mat as you come up to stand. Finding a nice tall spine, and then you extend that right leg out to the side. Lots of muscles working there. You got it. Wherever we are, let's take 2 more rounds of breath. Together, one more inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat, step that right foot back, high plank. Stay for the breath in. Downward facing dog, breath out. Inhale, send that left leg high. Exhale, step between your hands, crescent lunge. Now once again, checking in. If you're seeing, oh gosh, right away my legs might be feeling a little tired today, then come down to that right knee, no problem. Otherwise, we stay on the ball of that right foot. Now just like that last side, let's all take that right knee down to a hover, a couple inches off the mat here, getting that right shin parallel to the ground. And then keep the legs exactly as they are. Can we begin to straighten that right knee? You got it. Breathe in. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, twist to the left. Beautiful. You got it. Pressing the palms together here. Spreading the elbows out to the side. Let's breathe in. Exhale, twist, heart to sky. Breath in. Exhale, twist a little bit more. So strong. Take one more inhale. Now exhale, spin on open, Skandasana to the back of the mat. Right knee bends, left leg straight. You're on the heel of that left foot. Now today, this is my range, but sometimes if you have the capacity for it, you can even take it a little bit lower. or maybe a little bit higher. Whatever feels good for you. As long as we can take more of the weight into that right heel, shifting the booty back into space, and getting a little bit lighter on the right toes. Let's take a breath in. And take a breath out. One more inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale to reverse the warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Once again, pressing down through the back edge of that right foot, seal it to the mat as you're creating this beautiful line all the way through the right side body, energy traveling through the right fingertips. Now you stay here, this is perfect. Or maybe you want to play with that half bind by taking that right arm behind the back, fingertips reaching about the crease of that left hip. And if you're feeling good, maybe going for that full bind, wrapping that left arm under the left thigh, finding the right fingertips. Wherever we are, once again, trying to keep that right shoulder rolled open. Beautiful, and then maybe if this full bind is working well, we can go for that birds of paradise. Stepping that right foot to meet your left foot. Really rooting down through that right foot. Slowly come up to stand. And then you extend that left leg. Lots of body parts moving here. Wherever you are, be proud of your shape. We got 2 more rounds of breath. Beautiful, take one more inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat, step that left foot back, high plank. Stay for the inhale. Down dog, exhale. Really nice, yogis. Let's take that sequence through 1 breath per movement, so it's gonna flow a little bit faster. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, step between the hands. Inhale for crescent. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, twist to the right. Stay for the breath in. Spin on open, Skandasana, breath out. Stay, inhale. Warrior two, exhale. Inhale to reverse. Exhale, extended side angle. Stay, breath in. High plank, breath out. Stay, breath in. Down dog, breath out. Wonderful, left leg high, inhale. Step between the hands, exhale. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, twist left. Stay, breath in. Skandasana, breath out. Right knee bends. Stay for the inhale. Warrior two, exhale. Reverse your warrior, inhale. Extended side angle, exhale. Stay, inhale. High plank, exhale. Stay, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Really nice, yogis. Inhale, roll out to a high plank. From here, lower down to the knees, or you stay on the toes. We're gonna take 5 counts to lower down to our bellies. So together we lower for 5, 4, keep the elbows hugging in towards the body for 3, 2, and 1. Belly flop down to the floor. Let's prop ourselves up onto our elbows here. We're gonna take a little butt bend, Sphinx pose today. So let's come onto our elbows, shoulders stacked on top of the elbows, forearms parallel to one another, fingertips pointing towards the top of the mat. From here, think about dragging your elbows back towards your heels as you send the heart forward, creating a back bend. So it's quite subtle here, but it should really be a full body move. Softening your jaw, continue to breathe. Good, and then you slowly lower it down, resting on one cheek. Take a breath in, and take a breath out. Really nice, let's go up again. Sphinx pose, or this time, option for seal pose. So Sphinx pose, just set up the same way we just did. If you want a little bit more of a back bend, let's take it to a seal pose by bringing the elbows and the forearms out towards the edges of the mat, and then bring our hands towards the corners of the mat. For that seal pose, let's press into our hands as we slowly lift the elbows off the mat. Upper body is lifted, finding your back bend. So right away you might be saying, oh no, too much for the low back. But no problem, you come back down to the elbows. Otherwise, whatever shape you're in, continue to breathe, soften the jaw. Shoulders relax away from the ears. Let's take a breath in. And exhale, you lower. Resting on one cheek, let's bend our knees, windshield wiper the legs, side to side. Wonderful, yogis. From here, let's release our legs down towards the mat. And then lift yourself up. We're gonna swing onto our seat. Coming onto your bottoms, and let's lie all the way down onto our backs. Alrighty, so let's take a little bit of core work here, and then we'll start to cool down a bit. Take your legs into a tabletop position, knees on top of the hips, shins parallel to the ground, hands behind the head. Lift your shoulder blades up off the mat. We're gonna take yogi bicycles. Your right elbow to the left knee, and then you twist, left elbow, right knee. Continue to alternate. Now to make this harder, because this might be too easy for you, then you can take that extended leg a little bit lower towards the mat. And if this is too much for you today, then just rest the head as you continue to move the legs. Finding what works best for you and your energy level today. Wherever we are, let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, you got it. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower it down, knees to chest. Give yourself a hug, rock side to side. Nicely done, yogis. From here, let's rock ourselves up onto our seat, maybe about 3 times up and down the spine. And then after that 3rd time, let's meet on our hands and knees. Alrighty, lizard lunge today. Let's step that right foot in front to the outside of that right hand as you scoop that left knee back a little bit. Lizard lunge. So many ways to modify this pose. So you can stay on the hands, or for a bit of a deeper stretch, you can come down onto the elbows. Now the most advanced option for any pose is to follow the breath. Breathing in and out through the nose. Staying present in your body. If you were on your elbows, let's come back onto the hands. And then walk that right foot towards the center of your mat, in between both hands, as you take it into a half split. Shift your hips back so that you're on the heel of that right foot. Toes are pointing towards the sky. Now, if you naturally tend to tuck the chin in towards the chest and round through the back, then I invite you to maybe just play around with sending the heart forward, gaze forward, so that you can create length in your spine. And if that doesn't feel good for you, then you can go back to that rounded back, no problem. But just invitation to play around, finding what works best for you. On the next inhale, bend into the right knee, low lunge. And then exhale, shift the hips back, half split. Again, inhale, come forward. Exhale, set it on back. And 2 more times, inhale. And exhale. Last time, inhale. And exhale. Inhale to come forward. And exhale, swing that right knee back, coming onto hands and knees. Let's take our second side. Left foot steps forward to the outside of the left hand. I always like to scoot that right knee back just a little bit. Lizard lunge, you stay on the hands or you come down to the elbows, your choice. Wherever we are, let's start off by keeping that left knee hugging in towards the body. So you should feel that left knee touching the outside of the left shoulder, or at least pretty close. Once again, if you feel the mind wandering, perhaps we bring the focus back to the breath. And if you were on your elbows, let's come back onto the hands. We'll walk that left foot towards the center of the mat, in between both hands. And we'll shift the hips back, half split. And this should feel like a really beautiful stretch for the back of that left leg, especially in the hamstring. I'm just playing around here with the spine, maybe rounding it, maybe lengthening it. And then you can also play with that left heel. So just notice how it may change the shape if you think about dragging that left heel in towards the body, towards the back of the mat, or maybe what happens if you try to push that left heel forward towards the top of the mat. How does that change the shape for your body? Good. On the next inhale, let's bend into that left knee, low lunge. And exhale, hips go back, half split. Inhale, come forward. And exhale, send it on back. 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. Last time. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, left knee meets your right. Let's come onto our seat. And we'll extend our legs long in front of us. We'll take it out into a V shape. It doesn't have to be very wide. It can be a small V as long as we're sitting up nice and tall. From here, bend the right knee as you take the right foot to the inside of the left leg. Pivot your upper body so that it's facing your left leg as you reach the arms high to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Reaching towards the left foot or whatever you can grab a hold of. Good, and then slowly release the bind. Come back up, and we'll switch it out. Right leg long, left foot in. Turn the upper body so that it's facing the right leg as you send the arms high to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Now, if it's really, really hard for you to reach just about anything, any part of your right leg, then I invite you to maybe bend that right knee so that you kind of shorten your leg a little bit, bringing that foot closer to you. Wonderful. Slowly release the bind. Come on up. And then let's find a cross-legged position, easy seated pose on our mat. From here, let's roll the shoulders up towards the ears, draw them down the back, and keeping the eyes closed or heavy. And bring the hands to heart center. Thank you so much, my friend, for sharing your valuable time and energy with me today. And most importantly, thank yourself for carving time out of your day to move your breath and body in a positive way. I'm so grateful to have you here, and I hope you carry this peace and strength with you throughout the rest of your day. Let's bring our thumbs to our third eye, our seat of intuition. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.